secondary. First down at the 48, New Orleans. 3 tight ends. Get 3 wide receivers on first down. Reuben Mays, right side, up the midfield into Cincinnati territory. And he's hit by a whole host of Cincinnati Bengals led by Carl Zander. Hank, I said they started with 3 tight ends because they have done that 3 of their last 4 games, and I looked up and they came with a little change up with 3 wideouts.
Very safe to say that, Timmy, because we'll see him soon.
The offensive alignment, the offensive talent, Hebert, Mays, Jordan, Martin, and Mike Jones. And up front, Dombrowski, Edelman, Hilgenberg, Trapillo, Brock, and Hobie Brenner, who has a sprained knee, playing anyway. Now they go to the 3 tights. 2nd and 8 from the 50. Stumbles and dives close to the 45-yard line, tripped up by Eddie Edwards.
The amazing thing about Eddie Edwards on the last play, he's lined up at left end and he made the tackle way over on the other side of the football.
Jim Mora joined the Saints in 1986, has a 17-12 record in New Orleans, and his 3 years in the USFL took the Stars to the title, or at least to the championship game, all 3 years and won 2. 6 defensive backs now for the Bengals. Hebert's first pass of the afternoon across the middle, incomplete. It was intended for Lonzel Hill, and he probably should have had it. He just dropped it.
I don't think there's any question about it, Timmy. I think he should have caught the ball. It was right there on the numbers, and it looked like it right in his hands, but he just dropped it.
We'll tell you that it has been raining for most of the last 2 days here in Cincinnati. The field a little bit wet. The ball should not be. Brian Hansen on the punt, and he'll be hitting Mike Martin, number 88 right there. You see his return average of better than 10.
And you don't like to start that way. You have great field position, and you don't move the ball, make a first down. That's tough.
Hansen gets off a wobbly kick. Almost dropped. Martin returns it to the 27-yard line. So Boomer Esiason will have pretty good field position when he starts with his offensive unit. Joe Colbrand made the tackle after a 27-yard punt. Bruce Clark, Tony Elliott, and Jim Wilkes. Big, strong front threesome. Jackson Mills, Vaughn Johnson, and Pat Swilling. Perhaps the best linebacking core right now in the NFL. Waymer, Jakes, Atkins, and Maxey. That's Van Jakes.
You might see something long on the very first play of the game. They like to use a lot of things.
Esiason looks with time, and the longer he looks, the shorter the route. This time, he's complete to the 48. Stanford Jennings makes the catch. And it's a 21-yard pickup for Cincinnati. Let's take a look, Hank, at that offensive talent, because it is a talented offense.
And the great thing, and they're playing with a no-huddle offense, trying to confuse the Saints in their substitution scheme.
It's an attack defense and an attack offense. Jennings and Kinnebrew stay in the ball game now for Cincinnati. Boomer Esiason will call the play at the line. Jennings, right side, big hole. He's out close to a Cincinnati first down, deep into New Orleans territory to the 41-yard line. Very quickly, while we have a chance, the offensive talent for Cincinnati: Esiason, Stanford Jennings, and big Larry Kinnebrew in the backfield. McGee and Eddie Brown, 2 speedsters at the wideouts. Munoz, Reimers, Remington, Montoya, and Joe Walter, the offensive front. Rodney Holman, the tight end.
And they're still playing with a no-huddle offense. He's calling the plays in the line of scrimmage and creating the formations from the line of scrimmage.
First down at the 41, and Boomer Esiason doesn't like what's taking place. And I'm not sure it was the defense as much as his own player, Eddie Brown. So a mix-up in the offensive attack for Cincinnati, and there's time out on the field with no score. We'll be back. The Bengals, he's got 1 year left on his contract, and he has certainly been the topic of conversation here in Cincinnati. People wondering if, in fact, he'll be back. And, Hank, look at this, moments ago.
Yeah, look at this. They huddle up on the sideline, which is a very innovative move on the part of Sam Weich, and a good move. He's very close to the communication center. Good job.
First down and 10 at the 41. Esiason with time, looks deep. Incomplete, intended for Tim McGee. Milton Mack was the defensive back in that area, but McGee had come clean. But there was a miscommunication between Esiason and McGee on the pattern.
Here's another good shot of Sam Wyche on the sideline. As I mentioned, he's a very innovative guy. He does a lot of things. We started this game with a no-huddle offense. He used an awful lot of it. Here he's doing it again right here. They're calling the plays and the formation on the line of scrimmage so as to eliminate the possibility of bringing 5 defensive backs in the game on the part of the Saints.
On 2nd and 10, Esiason to throw again, has backside pressure. He's mobile. Gets a block, and he'll be close to another first down for the Bengals. I think he's got it. He's at the 30 before he's finally tackled by Ricky Jackson. 11-yard pickup by Boomer Esiason out of the University of Maryland.
And Anthony Munoz, the left tackle. Normally left tackles have a tough time blocking Pat Swilling. He did a good job of keeping an inside position on Swilling, forcing him to the outside, and Esiason ran right up the middle for the first down.
Boomer Esiason has thrown 15 interceptions this year prior to this game, and it's been that inconsistency which has really hurt this club. First down, ball at the 30. 5 defensive backs now for the Saints. Jennings down to the 24-yard line. That was the 3rd first down of this drive. The tackle made by Frank Warren.
And that was the 2nd draw play they've run so far this early in the game. They like to run draw plays. They like to run traps. And that was a good illustration of a draw play that made another good gain on the play.
It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 25. Jennings, right side, gets a block from Kennebrew. Inside the 20, first down. Bangs his way, spinning, driving, and turning to the 13-yard line before Johnny Poe takes him down.
And Kennebrew got a great block on the linebacker. It looked like Ricky Jackson. Watch the right side of your screen. Let's see who he gets the block on, but Munoz is pulling on the outside. Look at Kennebrew blocking from the inside out. He was blocking the Van Jakes on the play, the corner man. I thought it was Jackson, but it wasn't.
13-yard pickup. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 13. Kennebrew inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. So how about Jennings taking the place of James Brooks, Hank? And he now has 3 carries, 28 yards.
Yes, and he's a good back. He's a very versatile guy. Catches the ball very well, runs with it very well. And Kennebrew, I don't know whether people realize it or not, he's a guard playing fullback. He weighs 260 or more.
And that was some collision. Kennebrew 260, tackled by Frank Warren, who's 290. Look at this, inside the 20 for Cincinnati. 19 touchdowns, 17 field goals.
And they really had a hard time scoring from this area. Surprising because Kennebrew is so big and strong.
2nd and 7 at the 10. Esiason, 3-step drop, throws to the flat. Jennings can't hold on.
Well, he had his hands upside down that time. That's why he dropped the ball, Timmy.
Explain that to me.
Well, watch him in the flat. Watch him in the flat. Watch his hands now. No, it's all right. The hands are all right. They're just bad hands. He hits his hands and drops he just drops the football.
You see 56 Pat Swilling and 22 Van Jakes tracking him down in the flats, but he was open. It's now 3rd and 7. Way left, throws, touchdown Cincinnati on the deflection. Eddie Brown made the catch. Talking with Sam Wyche yesterday and the day before at practice, he was telling us it is imperative for his club to get off to a quick start. They have.
And they're a very versatile team. You never know where they're coming from. They roll right, they roll left, play action, deep, do a lot of things offensively.
Jim Breach on for the extra point attempt. Snap down okay. The kick is up, and it's good.
He's rolling out to the left side. He's a left-handed quarterback, as you know. He floods the zone. He got a triple wing. 3 receivers on that side. The ball is tipped. Bounces up into the air by Pat Swilling. It was tipped by Swilling, and Eddie Brown makes the reception in the end zone for the touchdown.
Touchdown catch puts Cincinnati up 7-0 with 9:18 left in the first quarter. 5 first downs on a 72-yard drive, 9 plays. Jim Breach on to kick off now for Cincinnati, and deep for the New Orleans Saints will be Mel Gray. A short kick. It's taken by Hilliard, and he gets a hole out to the 35. They'll take him down at the 37-yard line. Dalton Hilliard finally tackled by Leon White. So that's a big return. 2 big returns now for New Orleans.
Watch Eddie Brown in the slot with the circle. He goes right down, and McGee, 85, is on the outside. Now, Brown is supposed to go inside, but with the rollout, you see he hooks inside and goes back to the outside. It's really a bad-looking pattern because McGee and Brown are both in the same spot. One bullet would have got both of them, but it doesn't make any difference. It winds up being a touchdown.
Houston had 14 plays inside the New Orleans 10-yard line last week, but they only got a field goal out of it. Cincinnati has already bettered that. First down at the 37, New Orleans. Ruben Mays looks for a block in the corner, doesn't get one. He may have picked up 2. And tackled by a whole host, of Cincinnati Bengals. Hank, Eddie Edwards was there first. Go ahead.
You know, he's very deep today. Normally he's about 7 yards. It looks like he's about 8 yards deep today. And by the time he got to the line of scrimmage, he was greeted by the entire defense of the Cincinnati Bengals. Look at this, first quarter. Have outscored the opposition 81-41. That's strong?
Very strong. 3 tight ends, and that's strong too for New Orleans. 2nd and 8 from the 39. Hebert looks over the middle, throws incomplete. The ball was low, and it was intended for Mark Pattison, number 88.
That was a little low, and it's tough. That's the toughest thing for a receiver. It's a lot easier for him to catch a high ball than it is a low ball, especially if you're halfway tall as a receiver.
So it'll be 3rd and 8. The ball on the 39-yard line. Hebert now 0 for 2. Shotgun formation, 6 defensive backs for the Bengals, and everybody's up tight. Throws and has the first down, I do believe. Eric Martin took it across the middle. He's at the 47-yard line, and it will be a first down for New Orleans. Lewis Breeden made the tackle.
Eric Martin, you talk about the timing of the ball and the catch. Eric Martin releases inside. He turns inside, and right about the time he brings his head around, there's the ball. He has to reach back for it a little bit. But Lewis Breeden, number 34, was covering on the play. Great execution on the part of the Saints.
Martin had 7 catches last week. 14-yard pickup, first down at the 47. Good time, now backside pressure. The ball is bounced, not intercepted. Reggie Williams made the hit. The fans thought the ball would have intercepted, but it popped first. It was trapped. But the play was made by Reggie Williams. Kiki Deella acted like he had the interception.
He sure did, and I thought he did too, the way he came up with it. Watch the hit from the backside. Reggie Williams really gets a shot at him high. He gets rid of the ball just in time, or else it would have been a sack.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 47. Folding in the middle, throws this one, and it's complete. A great catch made by Lonzel Hill. And they'll mark that one at the 23. Hank, this has been all big plays thus far.
It really has been. It's amazing the way he caught that ball. Lonzel Hill, number 88. 87. They're blitzing on the play. Look at the ball over the top. Good coverage. 2 receivers in the same spot. Breeden and Billups are in the same spot. 2 receivers in the same spot. 4 guys, and he still comes out with the ball.
Hill went up, caught it at its highest point, and brought it in with one hand. It'll be first down and 10. The ball on the 23.
Incredible catch.
Inside give on the reverse pivot to Reuben Mays, and he's greeted rudely at the 24-yard line. Carl Zander got there first.
And coming into the game, the Bengals on defense against the run were 4, which is pretty strong for a team that has the kind of a record they have. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, they have a lot of talent, a lot of ability. They've lost a lot of games, I think 4 or 5 games by a total of 7 points. But they're a good football team.
Reuben Mays goes out. Hill comes back in. Second and 10 from the 23. Dalton Hilliard, the lone setback. Hebert with time, dumps it to Hilliard. And Hilliard dives down to the 11-yard line. Kike Diala made the tackle.
And that's what you call a check pattern, Tim. He just waits in the backfield. Nobody comes. It just goes between the guard and the tackle into the open area that was vacated by the linebackers. And there's not a better guy in the world to catch a pass in that area because he's so quick, so agile, and he changes direction so well.
And strong.
Right, and strong.
Bench presses 320 pounds. Leg presses 700 pounds. Dalton Hilliard. You see that number. That's fairly impressive. 42 scores and 47 possessions inside the 20. This is Hilliard on first down. And he's inside the 10.
I asked him what formation he liked to run from the most, and he said he likes the I formation or the one back set, which is equivalent to the I formation because he's back there deep enough and has plenty of room to read the blots, make the adjustments, make the cuts, and get the most out of the plays he possibly can. He is really an escape runner.
Reuben Mays comes back in now as the setback. Hilliard goes out. Second and 6 from the 8. A block on the corner. He's inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Tripped up by Robert Jackson.
One thing that you want to do when you play against a back like Mays, you want to really skate to the outside as much as you possibly can, make him run sideways and avoid the possibility of a cutback.
They load up, though, Hank, with those tight ends. That's tough.
It is tough. Look, he goes to the outside, and he starts to cut back, and he actually slipped. Tried to cut back on the inside foot, the right foot. It gave way, and he fell down on the play, or else he'd have got more yardage out of the play than it appeared he would.
This is an old carpet, and this is the last game that will be played on it. They'll get a new surface in here. It has been wet. 3rd and 2 at the 4. 3 tight ends for New Orleans. Play action, fake to Mays. Left side's open, looks right, and Tice drops it. It was intended for John Tice. He should have had it and dropped it.
He missed more balls, dropped more balls in his first quarter so far than I've seen him drop all year long. Talking about the Saints. He had plenty of time to throw the ball. Good pass protection. Watch him now come right in front here. Watch it. Jackson is in front, number 37. The ball's right in at the numbers between the 8 and the 2, and he just dropped the football. And nobody feels worse about it than Hobie Brenner. Morton
Anderson to attempt the field goal. 21-yard attempt, and it's good. He hasn't missed inside the 40 since October of last year. So although it wasn't what they wanted, the Saints are on the board. And with 4:26 remaining, it's 7th period, 7-3. Cincinnati leads. It has been all big plays.
We got to watch here to see if anybody attacks Morton Anderson on this kickoff. He got a shot last week. See if he gets another one. No, they don't try.
Barney Bussey waits at his 2. He's out to the 25-yard line. And they'll mark it just shy of the 26. The tackle was made by Joe Colbrand. And so it'll be first down Cincinnati at the 26-yard line.
They huddle up on the sideline again. So as it confused the Saints with the idea maybe they didn't know who they were going to send in the ball game. It's a good move. Very good move on the part of Cincinnati.
Kennebrew and Jennings the setback on first down for Esiason. Play action. Backside pressure. Hoover can run. He's to the 30, to the 40, and slides down at the 45-yard line. He is mobile. Sam Mills touched him down, but not before another big gain for the Bengals, and they'll go to the hurry-up set attack again, a 19-yard pickup.
And here was a misdirection play. Lyman pulling one way and Boomer going the other way. Went out, took advantage of the aggressive play of Pat Swilling and ran right up to the inside and made the big yardage on a play. No huddle again.
Cincinnati respects the New Orleans defense, especially the nickel defense. So they don't want those players to come on to form that nickel, and that's why they're going without a huddle.
And look at the Saints are a little confused defensively. They're still trying to figure out who to cover and where to go.
Esiason to Eddie Brown, and Eddie Brown with a nifty move. Takes it inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 36-yard line. Eddie Brown.
You know, this team has a little bit of the same personality of the San Francisco 49ers, and they're kind of a finesse team. They do a great variety of things, and it's hard to measure what they're going to do and anticipate what they're going to do. Very unpredictable.
They picked up 20, Hank, before Van Jakes could knock him out of bounds. It'll be first down at the 36.
And Waymer that last time was running all over the place, didn't know where to line up, it looked like.
Esiason again on play action. Looks right, throws deep. McGee. Incomplete. Flag. Dave Waymer, I believe, will be called for pass interference. Here's Dean Barth.
Defense. Defense in the end zone. Dave Waymer. Take a look at it from behind. You can't tell where his right arm is or right hand is.
Right in his back.
But it's in his back. It's very obvious. It's right in the back, right at the numbers. Pass interference on the play.
This is like a track meet so far. 35-yard penalty. Gives the Bengals first and goal at the 1. Esiason throws. Touchdown, Jennings. Is 4-9. Stanford Jennings has had to accept a more active role with all the injuries, particularly the injury to James Brooks, who has a sprained ankle. 4-year pro out of Furman.
But really, when you talk about Cincinnati, Timmy, they have 21 players on their team who have been drafted 1, 2, or 3, and that's really a snootful. And the rest of them are drafted in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th round. They're all draft choices and good players.
Jim Breach hits the extra point. They have also had 12 players, 12 key players miss games with injuries, and that's a factor.
Here we see the play again coming right at us, right into your living room. Roll out to the left. Jennings in the flat. They don't get over there quickly enough. High percentage kind of a play in the flat. Touchdown. Cincinnati Bengals.
We'll be back.
Who says Chevy's better than Ford?
To the people that really have been a little confused as to where to line up, it's been a problem.
This is Barry Word. Picks it up at the 6, and he's out across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Jim Rings made the tackle. Tim Brannon, Hank Stram with you at Riverfront Stadium. We're expecting a near sellout crowd. They are still coming in. And if they have missed the first part of this ball game, they've missed a lot. 3:04 remaining, 14-3 Cincinnati. Boomer Esiason hit Eddie Brown with a 10-yard touchdown strike. Morton Anderson came back for New Orleans with a short field goal to make it 7-3, but then the Bengals came roaring right back again behind Boomer Esiason. He hit Stanford Jennings on a 1-yard pass, and it's 14-3. First down and 10 at the 25 for New Orleans. Ruben Mays. took his legs from under it.
And I think one thing is going to be very important. They're going to have to run some kind of a misdirection play, some kind of a reverse early in this game to slow down that pursuit of the Cincinnati Bengals. They're really skating well and keeping a good inside-out position so he can't cut back.
Hank, Reuben Mays came into this game with 845 yards rushing, but he hasn't had a 100-yard rushing game for 7 weeks.
Well, they're playing the run. I think most teams feel that they're going to try to stop the run and try to make the Saints beat you with a forward pass. And that's dangerous, too, because I think Hebert has thrown 5 touchdown passes in the last 2 games. He's been hot.
He has, with no interception, 2nd and 12. A lot of pressure. Dumps it over the middle to Mays. Ball's loose. Incomplete. Xander and Kiki Diella came up and made the stop, but I want to tell you something. Cincinnati's playing with emotion. And listen to this crowd.
Watch this now. They have good pressure on Hebert that time. Emmanuel King, number 90. Watch him come into the picture on the outside. He has him in the grasp, it looks like, but they don't call it. He gets rid of the football and is finally tackled by Xander and Kiki Dialla.
Come on, Coach. If that was your offense, you'd say you never had him in the grass.
Oh, that's right. It all depends who's got the chalk.
Didn't have control.
That's right.
It's 3rd and 12 for Hebert to 23.
But we saw that last week, and he didn't have the control of Testaverde either, and they call it the other way.
Again, pressure on the blitz. Flags fly. Dalton Hilliard has it. He will be way shy of a first down, but there is a flag.
Eric Thomas was blitzing on the play, number 22, the cornerback from Tulane. And he got in there, got a great jump, and made the play.
And it's against New Orleans. The Saints 1 for 4 today on 3rd down conversions.
Holding the offense, really refused. 4th down, I rolled in the grass.
That's Brad Edelman who was holding.
Left side of your screen, watch him, number 22. He's in the grass. Still has possession of the ball when he was hit, and that's why they call the grasp rule. And now it's a 4th down situation. And again, Cincinnati should come out of here with good field position.
Ryan Hansen at his own 3. The average is 41 yards a punt. Mike Martin is deep for the Bengals. Here comes the pressure. No roughing, no flags. The ball hits and goes down into Cincinnati territory. Hansen may be hurt, but there are no flags. They said he was blocked into him. Barney Bussey came hard. I thought he had the block. He may have tipped it. Let's see if he tipped it. Maybe that's the call. Watch 27.
Yeah, they really, there he is coming across, and he got pushed into him. Exactly what happened. He got pushed into him by Van Jakes, number 22, and that's why they didn't call roughing the kicker.
35-yard punt. Hansen is still down, and that's the call. Bussey got a piece of it. And he got more than a piece of Hansen. Hank, that's the 2nd week in a row that New Orleans has had their kicker go down.
That's right. Last week it was Morton Anderson, and now they get the punter.
Morton Anderson has some kind of took a lick last week. And now it's Hansen. Let's go back and show you what happened last week. This is Morton Anderson kicking off against Houston.
But the key here again, Timmy, look at he kicks the ball 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Nothing wrong with that. He's got a uniform, he's got shoulder pads, he's got a helmet. Not only because it's Anderson, but I think any kicker in the league should be careful that doesn't happen to him. It can happen to anybody.
But because of Johnson's hit, the New Orleans Saints complained and they want a rule change. They think that kicker ought to be protected.
Well, and the funny thing about it was Morton Anderson came to practice on Wednesday last week with lineman shoulder pads, helmet, face mask, and everything, kiddingly about what happened last week in the game against the Houston Oilers.
First down at the 47 for Esiason. 4 wideouts. Throws this one complete. Down inside the 30. Tap dances Mike Martin. And Martin is taken down by Vaughn Johnson. But again, it's a big gain for Cincinnati.
And again, it looks like the defense of the Saints is very unsettled, doesn't it?
28-yard pickup, Hank.
And look at no pass rush whatsoever. None. Got all the time in the world to throw the ball outside. He makes the catch, a spinning play inside, and picks up some extra yardage on the play.
Looks like he's dancing on a light bulb. He's got those quick feet. First down and 10 at the 29. Kennebrew down to the 25-yard line, and Bruce Clark takes him down.
I asked Boomer what Kennebrew was like in the huddle. He said, oh, he's great, except that he's very conscious of whether they're ganging up on him. He said, no, they're ganging up on me. Throw the ball, throw the ball.
He is huge at 6'1", 260, as you mentioned. A running back came into this game with 535 yards. Had only 519 last year. 2nd and 6 from the 25. Jennings. Nice defensive play on the corner by Vaughn Johnson. And there's a flag. It's a flag or somebody lost a towel at the 26. Word from the New Orleans bench, Hank, is that Hansen is okay and he will return. And there is a flag. Here's the call.
78 offense, penalty refused, 3rd down.
That's Anthony Munoz, the 8-year veteran out of USC who's called for holding.
Sam White calls the plays from the sideline himself.
3rd and 6 at the 25. Could be the last play, first quarter. Esiason looks right, throws. Incomplete. It was intended for Tim McGee. Dave Waver was defending, and that's the end of the first quarter with our score. 14-3 Bengals. Mean looking. And that's just how they've been playing, Hank.
Yeah, they hope they fed him before they brought him out.
Breach is on for Cincinnati to attempt a 43-yard field goal.
And he doesn't get the ball too high. They're going to try to block it up the middle. He got it up.
He's not a strong kicker, but this one has just enough. So Cincinnati has been relentless. A 43-yard field goal by Breach, and it's now 17-3 Bengals.
Sam Weiss has to be very happy about the way his team is playing. I think the big trick for them is to be able to sustain that kind of emotion and that kind of execution for 4 quarters. That's what they haven't been able to do.
Hank, I want to ask you, because it is the topic of conversation, and it is certainly being speculated here in Cincinnati about the future of that man's. Well, Sam White, do you think he'll be back?
Timmy, I think without a doubt, if I were in Paul Brown's position, I definitely would keep Sam White. I think he's an outstanding young coach. He was 10-6 last year. He can't change that much in a year. I don't think there's any question, knowing Paul Brown like I do, I don't think there's any question that Sam White will not be back this next year. He will be the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals in 1988.
How about a business aspect now? He does have that negative momentum. He's getting that negative press. People are not turning out. This is not a sellout.
If a businessman was operating the franchise, that might be a consideration. Paul Brown is a football man, and for that reason, he's going to keep a good football man in the organization. He's not going to sit on the fence and let anybody else tell him what to do.
All right, Hank. Jim Breach now to kick off. Breach, because he does not have a strong leg, as you look at Mel Gray, they use him like a change-up pitcher in baseball. He'll hit it low, he'll hit some squibs, he'll hit it to the left, he'll hit it to the right, and that's the problem it causes. Hilliard has a tough time finding the handle and takes it out to the 27-yard line. So with 14:46 remaining in the half, that's where New Orleans will have the ball first down. Leo Barker made the tackle for Cincinnati. Bengals 10 first downs, New Orleans just 3.
And one thing about the New Orleans Saints, they have had the capacity to come back all year long. They get in the foxhole, but they managed to crawl out of there just like they did against Pittsburgh. Remember, we did that game and they were losing. They came back and won the game. So it's a long way from being over.
First down, Saints at the 28. Jordan and Hilliard are the setbacks. Bear, play action, looks right, throws that direction to Hilliard, and Hilliard's nailed. Oh my! David Fulcher just let him have it. And keep in mind, Fulcher could be the biggest safety in the NFL. He's 6'3", 230 pounds.
Yeah, 240. He's 240, Tim. He's like a lineman. Watch watch the hit here. David Fulcher, 240. Look at this. Boy, he really gave him a shot. Hey, he hit him in the face, it looked like, Tim. It was a great hit, but he looked like he hit him high. But it's a great hit.
If you're a defensive back, it's the situation you dream of.
You're right.
Ball's in the air, the receiver's looking back, and you've got a free shot.
If he doesn't see you at all, you get the free shot. It was a great hit.
Second and 10. Hilliard dances and taps and spins his way up to the 34-yard line. Kiki Diallo made the tackle. He's been active along with Reggie Williams.
And they had another blitz for the defensive back that time, but he was blitzing outside and wasn't a factor in that particular play.
It'll bring up 3rd and 4. The ball on the 34-yard line for the New Orleans Saints.
Cincinnati's given a lot of unusual looks, both offensively and defensively, Tim.
Look at this, 6 defensive backs, and they roll most of them up onto the line of scrimmage and a man lock on.
That's right. They got 2 deep just to protect the deep pattern.
Throws, and he'll be close to a first down. The ball was right there for Eric Martin, but again, he was hit hard, and they continued to go after the whistle. Lewis Breeden had good coverage, but Martin made the catch despite the hit.
Watch the official, too. Mark the ball. He ought to have pads on. He knocked the receiver down. Watch the pattern. Again, another blitz on the outside. Going out into the right flank. Makes the catch. Lewis Breeden makes the hit.
Just barely made that first down at the 39. Hebert again has time, throws underneath to his tight end Tice, and Tice crawls up to the 47.
The same players seemingly are having a hard time keeping their traction, keeping their feet on this very hard, fast, slick turf. You notice that, Tim?
Well, that's exactly right, and it's what we talked about. It is slick, it is an old turf, and it is wet. You can see that right there, and this will be, as we mentioned earlier, the last game for this artificial surface. They'll take this up and put a new rug down for next season.
And it's important to be under control all the time.
2nd and 2, Hilliard has the first down for New Orleans. So a pretty good methodical drive now for the Saints.
One thing about this Saint team, they're not going to lose their poise. They're not going to deviate. They're not going to start playing grab bag football. They're going to continue to do what they do best. Watch Reggie Williams, number 57. Look at him. Look at him on the play.
Looks like a prize fight.
It looks like a pugilistic event.
Guys are going up at the head. First down at the 50.
And that's beyond boys will be boys. It's men against men.
Full-grown men. Little crossbuck action in the backfield. Now they throw. Incomplete. Intended for Martin, but thrown behind him. Hebert doesn't look sharp today. Here's Sam Weich and Boomer Esiason getting their game plan together.
Talking to Boomer the other day, we talked about feet moving and nervous feet. He said, I don't have nervous feet. When you see my feet moving, they're not nervous feet. They're scared feet.
I'll tell you something. You know, at Maryland, though, Jerry Eisman, his quarterback coach, taught him to throw with a planted back foot. Here, they wanted to keep those feet moving, keep the legs active.
Well, they want to make sure you keep your knees bent. That's what happens. If you're not careful, a quarterback, if he stands there, he stands straight up in the air, and once your knees are straight, you can't move very well.
2nd and 10 at midfield. Play action again. Hebert throws this one complete to Hilliard, and Hilliard is across the 45, almost to the 44-yard line before Zander and Diallo can make the tackle. And now Hebert is 6 for 13.
You know, and the way they're playing defensively, talking about Cincinnati, they're making the Saints take the skateboard, travel very slow, and on the other side of the football, I think the Cincinnati Bengals are taking the Concord. They're going up on top and making big plays.
Skateboard this week, huh? Last week it was the bus. 3rd and 5 at the 45, Hank. Long count, shotgun, Hebert. Now in trouble, and he's sacked. Tim Crumry got there first. 4.7 seconds. He still hadn't released it and got sacked.
This see a shot of it here in a minute. Watch Tim Crumwright, number 69, loop around. Watch him, number 69. He's fighting the blocks. He finally gets free. Gets a free shot. Gets him from the backside. You talk about great effort on the part of Tim Crumwright, number 69. There was a great illustration of how determined the nose man has to be.
Brian Hansen back on for New Orleans. Seems to be okay now. We'll find out with this punt. Bad snap. He's going to have to scramble. And Hansen's taken down at the 43-yard line by Leon White. So things all of a sudden are falling apart for the Red Hot Saints.
Watch the snap here. He has to move to his left. He cannot get back and get set. Tries to do the best he can under the adverse situation. Finally gets sacked by Leon White.
Well, as Sam White calls his entire offensive unit to the sidelines with 10:29 in the half, we'll take a timeout too. That he just got himself into trouble, and this may have been the reason, Hank. This is the 2 possessions ago.
Yeah, he got a bad shot 2 possessions ago. Then it looked like he was very stiff trying to make the adjustment on the last kick.
And a little bit shy. This is Kennebrew now. Flags fly. On first down, he picks up maybe 3. Jim Wilkes makes the tackle, but there is a penalty. And it'll be against Cincinnati. You know, Hansen did look stiff, and he looked a little gun shy.
Well, the other thing about it is, he's back there 15 yards deep.
Illegal shift on number 36. He moved while we had a man in motion. Penalty refused. Second down.
That's Stanford Jennings. Go ahead, Hank.
He's back there 15 yards, Timmy, so as a result, the ball, you ought to be able to anticipate the fact that you see it coming. It's a bad snap. You ought to be able to move while the ball's coming back in front of the ball so you can still make your kick. He looked like he was very timid, very awkward, and that's why he had to run with the football. Maybe because of the shot the last time he got hit.
Ball's loose. I think Boomer Esiason got it back. Bad exchange on 2nd and 9. And it will remain Cincinnati's football. Boomer did get it.
See what happens here on the snap. Oh, he never got it. Never got the ball at all. Came right off his fingertips, and you talk about milking a cow. Quarterback that time, he didn't get the snap.
Just looked like Dave Remington lost control of the ball.
It did. It's exactly right. He never had a chance to get that ball on the exchange between Remington that time, the center.
First 3 possessions for Cincinnati, their own 28, their own 26, and their own 47. And you see the results. They've scored all 3 times. This is perhaps the first time since week 1 that this offensive line has played 2 consecutive games together totally as a unit because of injuries. Even that first week, Munoz was holding them. 3rd and 12 from the 45. Esiason throws, and it's incomplete. There is a flag, however. It was intended for Tim McGee again, and McGee's claiming that Waymer interfered with him. Holding against New Orleans.
Waymer is very upset about the call, declaring that he did not interfere.
Dave Waymer, 8-year pro out of Notre Dame, had 9 interceptions last year. Only San Francisco's Ronnie Lott had more.
And I think maybe sometimes you wonder as you watch the game why Waymer was on that side of the field. They were in a slot, and he moved over to the other side of the field to play the slot man. That's why he was there.
He has 5 interceptions this year. Just 2 big penalties. This is Kennebrew again. Flags are in the air. Kennebrew picks up 3, but we'll wait to see what the penalty is. And this time it looks like it'll go against Cincinnati. Ricky Jackson and Bruce Clark made the tackle.
Illegal motion, 82 offense. 5-yard penalty. Will replay the first down.
That's Rodney Holman, the tight end.
And we'll see the top of the screen here. There you see Holman, number 82, who lives in Slidell, Louisiana. Talked to him the other day, and he said, well, we're going to play good. We got to play good because I live in that area for 6 months of the year, and I don't want to take all that heat if we don't win the game.
Eric Caddis comes out, one of the tight ends, and Tim McGee comes back into the ball game. McGee, 85, will come to the bottom of the screen with Eddie Brown, twin receivers. It's a 45 for Esiason. And Esiason will tuck it away and run. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Right now, let's go back to New York for this NFL update. Brent Musburger. Brent?
Well, Tim, the Jets used a shotgun going in, and they had managed to tie the Philadelphia Eagles. It's O'Brien to Stone for the touchdown. 9 yards out, 10-10 now in the second quarter. Meanwhile, Seattle has scored first on the Bears. A Craig touchdown pass to Turner, 7-0. Let's go back to Tim.
All right, Brett, here in Cincinnati, the Bengals are threatening again, and they lead big in this ball game, 17-3 over the Saints. Second and 10, Esiason in some trouble. Gets rid of the ball and throws it in the direction of Rodney Holman. But there was an awful lot of pressure coming from the outside by Pat Swilling, the inside by Tony Elliott.
And that was the first time, really, that we've seen any kind of really concentrated pressure on Boomer Esiason all afternoon. And talking about Boomer, watching him practice the other day, you have to be impressed with his leadership ability, his demeanor, the respect and admiration he has from his teammates, and he's like a coach on the field. I was amazed the way he directed things in that practice session the other day, getting people in the right formation, saying the right things, and encouragement was terrific.
He led this team to the top of the NFL in passing offense last year. He is a talent. Third and 10 from the 39 for Esiason. Double pumps. Now unloads, incomplete. And there's a flag this time in the backfield by where Esiason is down. Vaughn Johnson, 53, made the hit on Esiason.
Looks like against Cincinnati.
No, it looks like it's against, you're right, Cincinnati.
We have multiple fouls. Offensive pass interference, 81. Intentional grounding on the quarterback.
That's a bad call. There was a receiver down in that area. Of course, that's a judgment call. In the opinion of the official, he evidently thought that he was intentionally trying to get the football.
More than 50,000 people here agree with you.
Here's the first one. See the push off by Eddie Brown. And here's the second one. Look at. If anything, it looked like he might have been in the grass. Vaughn Johnson, number 53.
Scott Fulhag was on the punt. This will be his first punt of the day.
I think anytime you have judgment calls like that, Timmy, you never know how they're going to be called. And the official has to do it right on the spot. And they do what they think has to be done at the moment.
Low snap. Fulhag is punting to the best return man in the NFL. He averages over 16 yards. Mel Gray, but he won't field this one. And it will be down inside the 5. So with 8:24 remaining in the first half, we'll be back with you. If you're just joining us, Cincinnati leads 17-3 with 8:24 remaining in the half. Boomer Esiason, 2 touchdown passes. Jim Breach has a 43-yard field goal for Cincinnati, and Morton Anderson has the only score for the New Orleans Saints, a 21-yard field goal. Right now, it's first down and 10, ball on the 5, as the Saints are backed up. Hebert in his own end zone, looks deep. And it's incomplete, intended for Eric Martin.
You know, the difference in this game so far, Timmy, is the fact that on first down, which you know is a very big play, the New Orleans Saints have averaged 1.7 on first and 10, and the Cincinnati Bengals 11.7 on first and 10. Hey, that's a big difference and very strong, isn't it?
Major sign of the way this game has gone.
Exactly right. And Boomer Esiason has rushed for 34 yards on 4 different occasions. And that's very important to be able to keep drives alive by the quarterback.
Right now, the focus is on the Cincinnati defense and the Saints offense. Second and 10 from the 5. Leo Barker makes the tackle on Dalton Hilliard, who takes the ball out to the 8-yard line. But they're going to walk it back because there's a flag, and it looks like, Hank, it'll be against New Orleans.
I would think they decline that penalty. Wouldn't you?
Depends what it is. They're talking to the Cincinnati captain.
Violation number 60 offense. Penalty refused.
This is the 7-game win streak that the New Orleans Saints have been riding. Atlanta, the Rams, 49ers, Giants. We did the Pittsburgh game, Tampa Bay, and then last week against Houston. They are in serious trouble right here now. 3rd and 10 from the 5. 6 defensive backs for Cincinnati. Here comes the pressure on Hebert. Looks for Hill, overthrown. Good coverage by Lewis Phillips.
One thing about being a quarterback and being Hebert in this situation, if you're going to be wrong, it's better to be wrong long than short because there's no chance for an interception. And the balls he's been throwing badly today have all been balls that have been way, way over the top.
Ryan Hansen has had one of his punts partially blocked. It was a bad snap and he didn't get the other punt off. So here he is now backed up in his own end zone. Has plenty of time. An end-over-end kick. He's marked down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line, and he is really belted down there.
You talk about a good hit. Hilgenberg hit him on the play, 61. What a shot.
42-yard punt, 11-yard return, and Hilgenberg with the tackle. Great game Christmas Day last year. All that comes up on Christmas Day.
And Sidney Green and Isaiah Thomas had a fight the last time they played. It was a pugilistic event. Must be some bad blood between those two teams, huh?
Hey, I'll tell you what, Hank, then the big A's player of the year, Thurman Thomas, leads Oklahoma State against West Virginia in the John Hancock Sun Bowl. So it promises to be a Merry Christmas. That's all right here on CBS Sports. Rodney Holman picked up 5, so it'll be 2nd and 5. Ball on the 32-yard line for Cincinnati. Inside give.
And again,
Jennings.
I repeat, the Saints really look unsettled defensively. They always play with so much pride and understanding. This team has them totally off balance with a multitude of formations, the no-huddle offense, the great variety with emotion. They look like they're really confused.
Jennings picks up the first down before Ricky Jackson can stop him, so it'll be 1st down and 10 now. The ball on the 26 for the Bengals. Jennings and Kennebrew in the backfield for Boomer Esiason.
Called a play in a line of scrimmage.
Fake to Kennebrew. Eddie Brown, 1st down, Bengals. Knocked out of bounds by Van Jakes, but a good-looking play by Cincinnati. Eddie Brown, what a career he's had.
Quick shot inside. Look how deep the defensive back is off of Eddie Brown. You don't even see him in the picture. Look, he makes the catch. He runs 5 yards, and finally Van Jakes get into the picture. You don't think they're worried about that deep speed.
Eddie Brown, Hank, has caught 150 passes in the 3 years he's been here. Impact player. Very productive average, too. 14 yards a catch.
Yes, and he's supposed to have a bad thumb. He doesn't look like he's playing with any problems.
1st down. This throw is incomplete. Intended for Jennings. A lot of pressure, though, by Vaughn Johnson. And again, Boomer Esiason had to hurry his throw.
A pretty good move on the part of the Saints. They blitzed the inside linebacker that time, Vaughn Johnson, number 53. They get better penetration on Boomer Esiason, who has rolled to that weak side quite a few times and very successful. That's a good way to stop it.
New Orleans defense plus 16 in the giveaway takeaway. 27 interceptions this year. Last week was the first game that they didn't have a turnover. They haven't had one here either. 2nd and 10 from the 13 for Esiason. Looks into the end zone. Throws for Jennings. Incomplete. Broken up by Waymer. Nice play by Dave Waymer because Jennings had 2 steps on him.
Yes, and he waited too long to throw the ball. Esiason at that time and didn't get it up over the top high enough. Had he thrown it sooner and over the top, it would have been a touchdown. There you see it. Look, it's not high enough. Waymer does a great job of knocking the ball down. Good coverage on the play. But again, Esiason did not throw the ball high enough and soon enough.
It'll be 3rd and 10 now from the 13.
See, they're all in there tight. He calls the plays, and then they scatter and get to their respective positions. Which is confusing to say.
Jennings in motion. Sprint, flags fly, drills it across the middle, intercepted in the end zone. Gene Atkins, number 28, interception for New Orleans. We'll wait to see what the flag is.
Saints finish with flag out on the play.
Head slap on a nose tackle on defense.
That's Tony Elliott. What a big penalty that is.
Watching the center of your screen, Tony Elliott. There he is. He gives him a little massage with the left hand. Officials saw it. I don't even think he hit him. Looks like he just barely touched him. He scraped him. But look what happened. Interception nullifies the interception, and now the Cincinnati Bengals have possession on about the 7-yard line.
Half the distance to the goal line. They'll mark it at the 6. First and goal. Left side. He's close. No signal yet. They'll mark it inside the 1. Brett Maxey made the touchdown-saving tackle, but boy, is Kennebrew a load.
I talked to him before the game on the field, and I thought I was talking to Curly Cup, our old nose man. He's about the same size and about the same height and everything. He's terrific.
Hank, his hobby is building small furniture. You'd think with his size, he'd build large, reinforced furniture for heavy-duty guys.
Or either that or else he'd break the small furniture, as strong as he is.
6 minutes exactly. Remaining first half. Second and goal for the 1 for the Bengals.
Lined up like they're going left or something.
Everybody in tight. Touchdown, Bengals. Kennebrew. The Saints don't look like a 4-9 team to me, Hank.
I mean, Cincinnati doesn't.
I mean, Cincinnati.
Yeah, they sure don't. And, of course, we knew that going in. In fact, you talked about the fact you thought it was going to be a great football game. We talked about it yesterday, and that's exactly what it's turning out to be. But they have too much talent, too much skill.
Jim Breach for the extra point. And it's good. So the Bengals extend their lead to 24-3. This 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the first half.
You know, Tim, talking about these two kickers, too, Morton Anderson has had 29 touchbacks this year, and Breach has only had 1. His average kick goes to about the 10-yard line.
He moves it around purposely, though. Hits those low liners, knuckleballs, and that's what happens. It causes problems. This is Mel Gray, and Mel Gray taken down rudely inside the 20. They'll mark it at the 17.
I brought up that point, Timmy, because I think it puts a lot of pressure on the return people because the ball bounces around, goes in a lot of different directions, and it's hard to set up a return. And they know he can't kick the ball deep, so they squib it most of the time.
And it gives guys like Barney Bussey time to get down there. It'll be first down, the ball on the 14 for the Saints. 7 plays, 37 yards, 2 minutes and 9 seconds. But the one that's not on there is the big penalty by Tony Elliott. That was the key.
And I think the Saints have to try to go up on top and try to get back in this ball game with some big plays.
They've run the ball, Hank, 11 times, picked up only 18 yards. Reuben Mays, right side. And he's out to the 20-yard line. David Fulcher makes the tackle there. It has not been a very productive offense.
Well, I think they have to throw the ball more on 1st and 10, Timmy. I think, you know, the Cincinnati team is doing an awful lot of changing, and the Saints on offense rushing only 18 yards on 11 attempts. 6 of 15 for 68 yards passing. Not very good.
2nd and 4. Barry Word has the first down. He's out to the 37-yard line. He's tackled by Robert Jackson, but it's a first down for the Saints. But it's going to be against Cincinnati. First down, New Orleans.
Watch the line take off. A good block on the inside on the linebacker. And he pops through there for a big gain. And the other great thing about it is the fact that they got good splits. Straight to pillow. That time the right guard really made a great block on the linebacker, Zander.
first half. 4 minutes, 40 seconds. First down, New Orleans. Reuben Mays to the 41-yard line. Make it the 42. Reggie Williams makes the tackle. Quite an honor for Reggie Williams this past week. Named one of the Sportsmen of the Year by Sports Illustrated for his work with hearing-impaired children. Quality individual. 2nd and 6 now from the 41. Hebert, backside pressure. Tries to dump it off, does to Mays. Mays to midfield, down to the 45-yard line. And that's where Lewis Breeden made the tackle. And Hebert's hurt. He's had problems with his knee, and he's in pain right now.
He's holding that right knee. Watch Hebert now. Looking around. Scow, number 70, gets him from the backside. You can't tell for sure what happened. He tackled him kind of high, but it looked like he fell on his legs and on his knee perhaps, and that's where the problem comes. Look at Scow now, number 70, coming into your picture from the left side. He just gets rid of the football. He falls on Bobby Hebert, and maybe that's what the problem was. We'll see in just a minute.
Well, you can tell he's in a whole lot of pain, and that's not good. Hebert, 7 of 16, 84 yards. Look at Dave Wilson, a 6-year pro out of Illinois, warming up. Jim Mora obviously upset, but I didn't see anything illegal, Hank.
No, it was just a hit. That's all it was. Nothing illegal about it at all.
We've talked to Bobby a lot in the last several weeks. We've had 3 or 4 of the Saints games, and he told us, regardless of what happens to his knees, he's going to have a scope at the end of the year. He'll have to have some surgery to repair the damage that has been done to his knees.
Well, he's played with a lot of pain since he injured the knee several weeks ago, but in spite of that, he's a great competitor and coming on stronger and stronger each week up until this game today. So losing Bobby Hebert, if that happens, would be a severe loss.
Well, he's up and standing on it, and that's a good sign.
I think maybe it was tender to begin with, which was very obvious, and he just might have aggravated it again when Scow fell on him.
This is one of the hardest fields, Hank, that I have ever seen. Here's a reaction of Jim Mora while that play was taking place and to the injury.
He kind of maybe thought it was a late hit. I don't know. He's concerned and upset about something.
He's yelling at his lineman. He's saying, block somebody. That's what he's upset with.
That's probably right.
Dave Wilson comes in. Nonetheless, it's first down and 10, the ball on the 39. Wilson's first pass of the day. Throws across the middle of Tice, and it's complete to the 23-yard line. John Tice. Robert Jackson made the tackle, but Wilson off to a good start. And that has to help him mentally.
Well, you have to remember, too, that Wilson has been a starting quarterback on this team. Was a starting quarterback all last year, and he's got a very good arm and throws the ball very well if he's got time to throw the ball, just like most quarterbacks.
20-yard gain. It'll be first down, ball on the 23. 3 minutes and 25 seconds now remaining in the half.
It's not like putting Joe Palooka in the game, he can play.
Wilson has pressure in the middle. The ball's up for grabs, incomplete. Intended for Mark Pattison, number 88. It bounced off his chest, it appeared to, and boy, that was dangerous for the Saints, up in the air as long as it was.
Yeah, he should have had that ball. Evidently, he didn't see it soon enough, or it hit his shoulder pads and bounced out of there. Let's take a look at it. Coming across the middle here. He stands in there. There's the ball. Can't throw it any better than that's what it did. It went right through the hands, hit the shoulder pads, and bounced right out of there.
Manuel King and Kiki Diallo were in the neighborhood for the Bengals. It'll be 2nd and 10, ball on the 23.
I don't think he located the ball far enough out in front. He got there too soon. He wasn't ready for it.
Saw his numbers. He hasn't played much this year. This is Hilliard. Good cut inside, down to the 10, to the 5-yard line. Dalton Hilliard. Ray Horton and Robert Jackson made the tackle.
I tell you, Hilliard runs inside as well as anybody in the National Football League. He has such great balance, quickness. He's strong-legged, a great vision, makes the cuts properly, and he's hard to tackle once he's going straight ahead for that goal line.
18-yard pickup. Hilliard now, 5 carries, 30 yards. First and goal at the 5. Saints. Hilliard, right side to the 2-yard line. He's what I used to call, Hank, a dash and duck runner. He'll duck down there and hide back into the linebackers in the secondary and then dash away from you. You see the time as we approach the 2-minute warning. Robert Jackson and Tim Crumry again made the tackle.
You know, and the great thing about Hilliard is the fact that, the role that he plays is coming in and helping when he does. He doesn't mind it at all. He just wants to contribute. He used to carry about 7 times. Now he's up to about 12 or 13 a game.
Second and goal from the 3, and they're not going to get the playoff. We've got the 2-minute warning with our score. Cincinnati 24, New Orleans of Bobby Hebert. That's Bobby right there on the bench. We understand it is a sprained right knee. We don't know the extent of the sprain or the damage, but we do know that Bobby has had problems with that knee, and he definitely will not return this half. We'll wait and see and update you as the game goes along.
I think really, Timmy, I think if there's any doubt about it, I would be very surprised if they take a chance of putting him back in the game in the second half. They want to make sure he's going to be ready for the playoffs, and I wouldn't think they'd take any kind of a chance at all to get him more seriously hurt in this game.
It'll be second and goal for New Orleans. The ball resting just inside the 3, calling a long 2. Long count. Hilliard, right side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Dalton Hilliard. And the Saints needed that one badly, Hank, to stay in the ball game.
And Buford Jordan, number 23, made a great block out in front. That's why he's in there. They think he's an excellent blocker. And, of course, Dalton Hilliard jumped right over the top of a would-be tackler, goes right in for the touchdown. Watch Buford Jordan, number 23. Watch him out in front. Look at the block he makes right there on Norton. Look at that. Right over the top and in for the touchdown.
Morton Anderson on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold. It's up, and it's good.
Again, Tim Boyd, Buford Jordan really made a super block on the defensive back, Ray Horton, number 20.
Keep in mind, Buford Jordan's 223 pounds. He's got that low center of gravity, so he is a strong blocker. Hilliard, 2-yard rush, 9 plays, 85 yards, 3 minutes and 51 seconds on that drive.
And again, as I mentioned earlier, this Saint team is not going to go in a foxhole. They're going to stay with what they do best. They're not going to lose their poise. They're going to play their kind of football, and they're very much still in this game after scoring that touchdown with 1:54 left.
You know, you mentioned, Hank, that Dalton Hilliard in his second year out of LSU was the starter in front of Reuben Mays early last year. He ended his college career behind only Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson as the SEC's all-time rushing leader. Coming up at halftime, Brent, Herb, and Harry Carson with scores and highlights from around the league. That's all coming up at halftime. Also, the greatest day in Dallas Cowboy history, Hail Mary. All coming up at halftime here on CBS. At Riverfront Stadium, 1 minute, 54 seconds remaining in the half. Anderson. Has a kick that'll be marked for a touchback. Marty Bussey has no chance to return that one, so they'll bring it out to the 20. And that's where Cincinnati and Boomer Esiason will go to work.
And this is a very important part of the game for Cincinnati. They can't take a chance of making a stupid mistake and providing the Saints with getting an opportunity to get 3 or 7 before halftime. It'll be interesting to see how they approach this particular area of the game.
Tony Elliott comes limping back onto the field. He's banged up as well. He's had calf problems and ankle problems and hamstring problems, all in the same league. First down at the 20 for Esiason. Here's pressure. He's not going to get there. It's Patrick Swilling. That's his 9th sack of the year. Actually, they give him 9.5 sacks.
You can't tell who was blocking on him, but usually Munoz has to block him on the play. Or Kennebrew, the big fullback, can't tell who was on him that last time, but he still got penetration and made the sack. I think it's Kennebrew, number 28. Talking to Munoz yesterday, he said that he provides a definite problem. Look at Kennebrew, number 28, right side of your picture. He's the one that missed the block. He got around Kennebrew, and for that reason made the sack, I should say.
Swilling, 6'3", 242 pounds, second-year pro out of Georgia Tech. Interesting player. Studies films of Lawrence Taylor every week, trying to get better on that pass rush. Calling the Cookie Monster. Has cookies for his pregame meal.
I think the offensive tackles in the league ought to look at pictures and try to figure out how to block them.
Interesting stat we just had on the screen. 6 defensive backs for New Orleans. Second and 18. Flags fly. Esiason's pass almost picked off. Milton Mack had it in his hands and couldn't hold on, but there is a flag on the goal line, and it's going to be against the Bengals.
I think it's going to be Munoz this time. I'm not sure, but it might be Munoz on Swilling. Let's see what they call.
Shot to the face, number 78 offense, penalty refused.
That's Munoz. And you know, Swilling was telling us last night when we sat and chatted with him at the hotel, he said Munoz is so big, he's so strong, he's so good, he ought to have an S on his chest. He says, but for me, it's a challenge.
Well, he's playing like it's a challenge, and Munoz is one of the very outstanding, one of the very best tackles in the National Football League.
Third and 18 from the 12. Esiason gets good blocking. Now it hits the corner. He's in some trouble. Intended for McGee. Broken up nicely by Johnny Poe. Almost looked as if Boomer outran his blocking.
And, you know, who did a great job on the play was Jim Wilkes, number 94. Kept a good angle and didn't let him get up the field and made him throw the ball before he really wanted to. You know, talking about Munoz, he was selected as the best one-on-one blocker in the National Football League, the best pass blocker, the best balance and body control of anybody in the league.
The Saints load up. Looks like they're going to come after it. Fullhag in his own end zone. Here they come. Get that middle push. No block, but it's a short punt. But it gets a Cincinnati bounce. And oh, what a roll it gets. Down to the 42-yard line. 46-yard punt for Fullhag. Tim Brand and Hank Stram at Riverfront Stadium. We've got 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining in the half. Cincinnati leads New Orleans 24-10. The Saints, what a story. 7-game win streak. Hottest club in the NFL, but right now in a whole lot of trouble.
And of course, here again, as we talked right before the Cincinnati team took possession, they didn't take much time off that clock, and the Saints had plenty of time to get something here before halftime.
New Orleans has 2 timeouts remaining, as does Cincinnati. Wilson, the quarterback, first down at the 43. Looks across the middle, throws incomplete. It was intended for Lonzel Hill, 87. Lewis Phillips was covering. A lot of pressure, though, on Wilson.
I think we'll see a lot of pressure on Wilson because he did not move very well.
Cincinnati. I didn't hear the number. Did you, Hank?
No, I didn't either. I sure didn't. I didn't even see the flag go down, and I'm usually looking for those almost on every play.
I still don't see the flag. I believe it was on Eddie Edwards, 73. Nonetheless, first down at the 48. 1 minute, 19 seconds remaining in the half. Up into the pocket, drills it out to Martin, who's close to a first down for New Orleans. Eric Martin is ridden out of bounds by Ray Horton. Depending on the mark, he'll be awfully close to the first.
Martin had a big play last week, a big game last week. Here you see him on the outside getting a free release. He drives his man, makes him turn to the inside, and then goes back out to the outside and makes the catch. Martin, number 84, making the catch.
Saw him step out of bounds. I'm not sure he was that aware of where the marker was. Nonetheless, he got the first down, so it'll be first and 10, ball at the 42. tackle there. No huddle. Hurry up offense. We're down to 1 minute remaining in the half. Wilson on 2nd and 6. Slips, replants, ball is batted incomplete. Back foot, his plant foot slipped from under it.
It looked like it did, and there's a wet spot right behind there. Whether he stepped in that area or not and slipped, I don't know, Tim, but he did slip.
Tim Crumry got the hand on it. Crumry is 6'2", 262 pounds.
Watch Crumry, number 69, in the middle of the picture. There his hand goes up, left hand deflects the ball, and it falls incomplete.
It'll be 3rd and 6 from the 38. They've got to at least pick up another 5 yards or so for Morton Anderson. Wilson, backside pressure, sacked. Jason Buck, 99, gets the sack. Ball was loose but ruled dead at the 49. Line, Hank, is really struggling.
They really are, and Jason Buck really is the number 1 draft choice. They thought he would be an outstanding player, and he's more of a pass rusher. There he is. Dombrowski goes right around the outside of Dombrowski, but Dombrowski's in a good position to pick up the ball and run with it, but it doesn't do any good.
Boy, I tell you, that was a bad block, though. There was no block.
No block at all. Looked like a screen pass.
Hansen on to punt, and he's had some problems today. Mike Martin is deep for the Bengals. Good snap this time. Hansen gets a high tail wagger. It'll hit at the 8, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 6.
Brett Maxey covered the punt. He slipped and sprawled out all over the field. You notice on the play?
Sure did. 42-yard punt. We've got 2 seconds now remaining in the half. I would suspect
they'll put a nice pick on the ball and forget about it and go in at halftime.
I was just going to say, no count, no play.
Yeah. Just
go down on that knee. But you put it so much nicer than I did with the nice pick in the ball. Is that ball pumped or stuffed?
It's stuffed now because they're going to play with it like it's stuffed.
Don't forget, coming up at halftime, Brent Herb and Harry Carson. And Boomer Esiason takes. Barney Bussey will be deep for the Bengals. Morton Anderson gets a high kick. It'll take Bussey back 5 yards into that end zone, and he won't return it. So it's another touchback, and the Bengals will bring it out to the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll start the half. It feels like it's dropped about 15 degrees.
It does at that, especially when you're standing on this concrete up here in the press box.
Let's talk about the wind a little bit. It is whipping around in here. It's picked up as well. And if this comes down to a kicking duel, that could be a factor. 48 degrees. At the start of this game, it's down to 39. First down and 10, the ball on the 20. Interbrew, maybe gets one.
That's the way you like to get him to run sideways. He's so big, it's at 260, that running sideways is the best chance you have to make the tackle.
Sam Mills made the tackle, and it's the first time we've called his name today.
And he's the smallest guy in the defense, and he made the tackle on the biggest running back.
I've got to believe that Jim Mora, talking with his team at halftime, gave him a little bit of what for.
Well, I'm surprised that they didn't come out with a no-huddle offense again in the second half. That was very good for them in the first half. Now they come out with a conventional set, and the Saints reacted extremely well to what they saw.
We'll see if the Saints defense picks up the tempo a little bit, starts running to the football. It'll be 2nd and 9, ball on the 21-yard line for the Bengals. Esiason with the rollout, now throws back. And they only get one out of it. Pat Swilling makes the tackle.
The key was
Rodney Holman. Go ahead, Nick.
And the key was Vaughn Johnson, number 53. He was the cop. He didn't have a badge on, but he was out there waiting for him and made the stop, helped make the stop, and slowed him down for Swilling. Great play by Vaughn Johnson, number 53.
Interesting play. Sprint away, throwback screen type. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the 21. reception, but again, it looked as if Boomer was just trying to unload it. I thought he was in the grass, and he was.
And Frank Warren, number 73, they played with 4 down linemen that time. Instead of Swilling being the linebacker, they had 4 linemen, and Warren put good pressure on him, number 73 from the right side.
Watch Vaughn Johnson up the middle.
Yes, and he blitzes up the middle. Look, he's got his shirt. Looked like he was in the grass, but he threw the ball and was almost intercepted.
And they called him within the grass, so it'll be 4th and 21 from the 9. Scott Bullhag to punt it away with pressure up the middle. Again, it's a wobbly kick. Mel Gray will take it at the 49. And if anything, he lost a yard. The tackle was made by Robert Jackson, number 37, a 40-yard punt, a loss of 2 on the return. And that's the best return man in the NFL. He averages over 16 yards a return.
And how about Fullhag? We're talking to Mike Brown the other day, and he said he got a letter from Fullhag saying that he was a better kicker than the guy they had, Jeff Hayes, and so they brought him in, and sure enough, he was, and he's the kicker, and has been the kicker ever since.
If New Orleans gets a good defensive series, we'll see with their first offensive series. Holds in store, first down from the 49 rather. This one is complete. Jones down inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. It looked like it was going to Martin, and all of a sudden, Jones came out of nowhere for the reception.
The crossing pattern came over all the way from the right side over to the left side. Horton finally made the play.
Pickup of 27 yards.
Okay, watch from the end zone here this time. Going back into the pocket, crossing pattern. There you see him right in the middle, goes over between the hash marks, makes the catch. Mike Jones, 86, and Horton finally makes the tackle, knocks him out of bounds.
Jones obtained from the Minnesota Vikings last year. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 24. Reuben Mays looks for a block, can't find one. He lost 4 yards. Good penetration by Carl Zander and David Fulcher of the Bengals. Second-year pro out of Arizona State.
And he really is a great player. Can you imagine him being about 235 or 240, playing a strong safety and being able to run like he runs? He's terrific.
It'll be 2nd and 15 from the 30.
And I guarantee you they better put pressure on Dave Wilson because he's got a good arm. Reads defenses very, very well. Gets the ball to the receiver. It's very accurate.
Mel Gray comes in as a receiver now. Ware in motion. Play action. Wilson goes up top. Mike Jones. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mike Jones working on Lewis Phillips. And what a catch.
What a catch and what a throw by Dave Wilson. Right over the top. A beautiful shot.
29 yards, Hank.
Look at this. Right over the top, away from the defensive back. You can't do much against about that kind of a play. Lewis Phillips, number 24, covering man for man on the coverage.
Morton Anderson on to attempt the extra point. So the Saints with an impressive offensive drive, an impressive defensive series. And Anderson hits the extra point. So with 11 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the 3rd period here at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, the Bengals still lead, but it's been closed 24-17.
Here it is again. There's a good shot right over the top. Touchdown. Beautiful throw. Beautiful catch.
Have all season.
Yeah, he's really involved. Really in the game. He really is.
Morton Anderson hits this one to the side. It goes through the end zone as a touchback, and they'll bring it out to the 20. Let's go back and take a look at Wilson's touchdown toss to Jones.
Okay, we watch this. Watch him in the pocket. He gets hit right after he gets rid of the football. Jones on Billups right over the top. Boy, what a great catch and a great throw. New Orleans Saints get 7. They're back in this contest, 24-17.
29-yard pickup, and look at this. Getting some emotion out of the guy.
Yeah, happiness is in the air.
Quality coach. He's been successful everywhere he's gone.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job. He really has.
First down and 10 at the 20 for the Bengals. Again with play action. Esiason looks deep, now throws underneath to Kennebrew. And Kennebrew has a first down for the Bengals.
And he waited forever to throw the ball to Kennebrew. He was open for a long time. Van Jakes and also Sam Mills were involved in making the tackle, but he really got out there in good shape.
But as a coach, when you talk to your quarterbacks, I would assume the longer it takes him to throw, the shorter the pass.
Right. But the other thing is, on that kind of a pass of the flag, you throw it quickly, you can get it and run and get a lot more yardage on the play.
First down at the 32. Again, there's play action. Esiason is sacked. Ball's loose. New Orleans says they got it. They did. Pat Swilling comes up with the football. Ricky Jackson and Jim Wilkes made the hit to knock it loose.
Jim Wilkes, 94, and Ricky Jackson, 56. He was open for a long time. Van Jakes and also Sam Mills were involved in making the tackle, but he really got out there in good shape.
But as a coach, when you talk to your quarterbacks, I would assume the longer it takes him to throw, the shorter the pass.
Right. But the other thing is, on that kind of a pass of the flag, you throw it quickly, you can get it and run and get a lot more yardage on the play.
First down at the 32. Again, there's play action. Esiason is sacked. Ball's loose. New Orleans says they got it. They did. Pat Swilling comes up with the football. Ricky Jackson and Jim Wilkes made the hit to knock it loose.
Jim Wilkes, 94, and Ricky Jackson, 57. They make the hits. Look at this, a play action fake inside, and there's Wilkes on the outside, Jackson right up on the middle area. They double dip him, recover the ball by Pat Swilling, number 56, and they have good field position again.
Keep in mind, New Orleans leads the NFL in giveaway takeaways. That's been what's really been emphatic, I guess, in their 7-game win streak. First down, Wilson throws over the middle, goes big tight end, and Brenner's down inside the 10. Ray Horton makes the tackle there.
Well, they've taken away the momentum from Cincinnati. Right now, the thing has changed completely, and the Saints are totally dominating this game so far, right now in the second half.
Look at this. In the last 7 games, Hank, 17 in the positive side on the giveaway takeaways. They've got 27 interceptions and 8 block picks. Opportunistic? I don't know. They make their own bricks. First down at the 9. Wilson, 3-step drop, throws it, incomplete. It was intended for Cliff Benson, and he should have had it.
You know, talking to the Cincinnati players the other day, we talked about, you know, they've been involved in a lot of games, and they've lost a lot of games after they've been ahead. Do you here it is. Let's take a look at this. Plenty of time to throw the ball. Benson hits him right in the numbers and bounces right out of there. Another ball looks like it hit the shoulder pads and bounced right on through.
Hank Wilson is 5 for 8, 105 yards and a touchdown, and that was a drop. Second and goal, ball at the 9.
I guarantee if they didn't put pressure on Wilson, they'll shoot their eyes out.
Tyson motion. The give inside to Hilliard. He bangs his way down to the 6. Tim Crumrine takes him down.
But anyway, I was talking about Cincinnati a minute ago, talking about their attitude. They say, well, what's happened in the past, we feel that, you know, we're ahead. We're just afraid that we're going to lose the game. We're worried about saying, well, here we go again, and then we wind up losing it. Let's see if that happens here again this afternoon.
Third and goal from the 6. I'm on the defense. I'd be looking right now for Tice, but they come in with 4 wideouts.
Look at that. It's a good time for a pick play. On either side, they got double receivers on outside. Wilson.
There is a flag, and the ball is ruled incomplete, but there is a flag. The ball was thrown in the area of Mike Jones. Ray Horton was the defensive back in the area. We'll wait to see what the call is.
Penalty flag down. Defense, number 24. After this, it's a going and automatic first down.
24 is Lewis Billups. Second-year pro out of Northern Alabama.
And we mentioned Ray Horton a minute ago, talking to him yesterday. I asked him about the Saints. He said, in my opinion, the Saints are the very best team right now in the National Football League, and I picked them to win the Super Bowl. Pretty strong endorsement of the New Orleans Saints by Ray Horton, the left cornerback of the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think that call was on Billups, and he had a rough day last Sunday. He was beaten twice, badly.
side, see if they go right. They do.
Hilliard, touchdown, Saints. John Tyson, Buford Jordan threw key blocks. And New Orleans comes roaring back for Dalton. That's his second touchdown today.
They were in a power formation, fullback at home, halfback on the other side. And look at the blocking at the point of attack. Buford Jordan, number 23, going through the hole and making a good block. Brad Edelman pulling on the play and also doing a good job at the third period.
And it's the Super Saints have come roaring back with two quick touchdowns here in the third quarter. We're now tied at 24. Morton Anderson to kick off. Barney Bussey 2 yards deep will bring it out. He's to the 15 and will be taken down at the 17-yard line. Tim Brandt and Hank Stram with you from Rivers Front Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, where the Bengals have struggled through a very disappointing year. They're 4-9. Here today, Cincinnati got off to a quick start. Boomer Esiason had 2 touchdown passes. Kennebrew scored from short distance, and it was 24-10 Bengals at the half. But here in the third quarter, Mike Jones caught a touchdown pass from Wilson, who replaced the injured Bobby Hebert, and Dalton Hilliard just scored. We're tied at 24.
And I think, you know, what the Saints have done so far is a great illustration of what a good football team has to do. They were able to withstand adversity. They came right back in the second half, got 2 quick touchdowns, and they're right back in this contest.
Last drive, 4 plays, 28 yards. Took only a minute, 36 seconds for Hilliard, and that was after a Bengal fumble. Stanford Jennings was the ball carrier. He was tackled by Johnson, so it'll be 2nd and 6 from the 22.
Now they're using their no-huddle offense again, which I thought they would come out in the second half and use again, but they didn't.
Jennings has the first down for Cincinnati at the 29-yard line. Tackle made there by Gene Atkins.
And that was very successful for them when they started the game. They came out in the third quarter and played a conventional formation look, which was easy for the Saints. They responded very well, and they got back in this game. Now they're back to their no-huddle offense again. Scatter, and then the Saints have to scatter and pick up their responsibility. They're doing it better now than they did early in the game.
Eddie Brown a little wide out. Jennings in motion. First down pass going deep is Esiason. Looking for Brown, overthrown. Eddie Brown fighting double coverage, trying to split the difference between Brett Maxey and Van Jakes.
The key really was Brett Maxey. He got a good jump on the ball, was helping him from the inside, and as a result, there was a very, very narrow lane for him to throw the ball, and the only place he could really throw was on top like he did, and it falls incomplete. But Maxey, the free safety, really had great anticipation on the play.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 28. 8 minutes, 4 seconds remain, third period. Tied at 24. Esiason in trouble. Sacked again. Jim Wilkes, big number 94, came through for the sack.
And Wilkes came into the game, you know, with 5.5 sacks. He got 2 so far in this game, I think, so that's 7.5. He's a terrific player and puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Watch the pressure. There he comes from the outside. And a sack on Boomer Esiason.
The Bengals have given up only 24 sacks this year, same as the Saints, 4th in the NFL. 3rd and 17 from the 21. Esiason needs a big play. Throws it underhand to Jennings, incomplete. Vaughn Johnson was the man who made the tackle and the hit on Jennings. Boy, listen to this crowd, Hank.
And look at the way the Saints are coming on and off the field. Earlier in the game, they were just barely walking off and walking on. Now they're back running on and off, and that's a great illustration of how the tempo and the personality of the Saints has changed in this second half.
Scott Fulhay going to punt. Mel Gray, 37, standing at his own 40. He's dangerous. Here comes the push up the middle. Almost get a block. Don't get a hand on it. but there's a flag.
Roughing the kicker. They call roughing the kicker on the Saints.
The ball will die on the 37, but bring it back. Toy Cook.
Running into the kicker, number 41, 5-yard penalty, and a first down.
That's Cook. Almost had the block, but didn't.
That's the one thing about trying to block the kick. You better take the right angle. Here he is, right up the middle, number 41. Here you see him, right there, and he goes right into the kicker, knocks him down, and as a result, they have possession 1st and 10. But anytime you come up the middle, you better block it, and if you don't, you're going to run right into the kicker.
Oh, I don't know how he missed it. He was in there.
He went too high. He kicked underneath. That's what happened.
Break for Cincinnati. It'll be first down and 10 at the 26. Stanford Jennings picks up 2. Good pursuit that time by Ricky Jackson for the Saints. Boy, he's a player. Jackson, 7-year pro out of Pitt.
Very emotional guy, too. He makes things happen. He's a big play guy. And around the league, every time you talk about Swilling and also Jackson, they invariably say, well, Swilling is a great young linebacker, but you can't block Jackson. He's murdered. He jumps over the top of you. He'll do anything it takes to get to the quarterback. He's done.
Gets your attention. 6.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 60 tackles coming into this game. Kennebrew breaks it out to the 40-yard line for Cincinnati. Ricky Jackson makes the tackle, but it's a first down Bengals.
And it looked like that was a sucker play where they pulled somebody and gave the ball to Kennebrew inside. Couldn't tell for sure, but that's what it looked like.
Clock continues to move. We're at 6:20 remaining in the third period. New Orleans 24, Cincinnati 24.
You know, a sucker play means that you pull a guard thinking that they're going to go outside. You give the back to the guy where the guard pulls, and that's what happened.
First down, this is Jennings. Vaughn Johnson tracks him down from the backside. Johnson leads his team in tackles, Hank.
Well, I tell you, Timmy, you've seen him so many times as I have. It's tough to run outside unless you get some kind of an outside-in angle on the Saints because they react, pursue, and gang tackle as well as anybody in the league. Now they're back to the no-huddle offense again. They're all in there tight. He's given a formation, given the play. Now they're going to scatter. Watch them scatter here, and just there they go.
2nd and 7 from the 43.
But the Saints are reacting much, much better than they did initially when they first saw it.
Saints jump. Frank Warren came across. We'll wait and see if he was drawn off. If he was, it was Anthony Munoz.
75 and 78. Move before the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Against the Bengals, Munoz and Reimers.
Here we see it. Right side of your screen.
I didn't see much motion.
I didn't either.
I saw Frank Warren of the Saints move across the line.
I couldn't see it either. I kept waiting for him to move, and they were standing like they had some gum on their shoes.
2nd and 12. Jennings, big hole out close to midfield. They'll mark it at the 49-yard line. He'll be 2 yards shy of a first down. But again, it's Vaughn Johnson who makes the tackle with an assist from Van Jakes.
Sprint draw. They roll out so much with Boomer Esiason that they sprint out like he's going to roll out and throw the ball, and they give it to the back, and he popped through there for a big gain. Number 36, Stanford Jennings.
Hank, you see those big linemen looking up, almost like they're looking into the sky. They're watching that big screen to watch the replay. Top of the stadium. This is 3rd and 1. Kennebrew, first down. Again, it's Vaughn Johnson, and he's getting a workout in the middle.
I'm talking to Remington. 4:10 left. Look at that. Dave, in the third quarter, Remington, talking to him yesterday, said that Elliott was really a terrific player, but he played very high, and as a result, sometimes you ought to be able to get at him and get good leverage on him because he plays so high.
Rodney Holman, the tight end, shaken up on that play. And this has been a team full of injuries. Cincinnati, Hank, has had 12 key players miss at least one game this year.
Well, really and truly, you know, if you got good talent, The important thing is to be able to stay healthy. Saints have been able to do that.
Hey, coming up next, don't miss a special edition of CBS Sports Sunday as we take a look back at the major sporting events of 1987. And what a year it has been. From the Giants winning their first Super Bowl to another national championship for Bobby Knight's Hoosiers to Larry Mize's miracle shot to win the Masters. Wilson Sports Year in Review next on CBS Sports Sunday. Check your local listings. The time in your area. This drive for Cincinnati has been methodical. Holman came out with the injury. Eric Catus comes in. Esiason to throw on first. Does. And it's complete at the 40-yard line. Tim McGee made the catch. Good coverage, though, by Van Jakes.
Yeah, you can't cover any better than that. The ball was thrown perfectly. And, you know, talking to Munoz yesterday, who has a bad left arm, he has a rotary cuff problem, and it's hard for him to extend his left arm. No huddle offense again. Look at this. He's calling the plays on the line of scrimmage. Now they scatter. But he said he was going to try to get in front of Swilling as much as he possibly can. He hasn't been able to do that so far in the game.
2nd and 4, ball on the 40. Stanford Jennings maybe gets one. Waymer came up with the football. Sam Mills and Tony Elliott made the initial hit. Waymer better be careful or he'll get a late spearing call.
I mentioned earlier that the Cincinnati team is not a sledgehammer team. They're a finesse team. They like to move around, spray it around. They look best when they're playing that kind of a football game rather than trying to bang at you straight ahead like they did on the last play. No huddle again. But the Saints have adjusted and made the adjustment very well in the second half.
3rd and 3 from the 39. Esiason gets pressure from Swilling. Throws incomplete to Jennings. Gene Atkins was the defensive back in the area, but the play was made by Swilling coming up in the middle. Hurrying the throw of Esiason. 4th and 3, and it looks like the Bengals are going to go for it. And they're not taking time for a huddle. Boy, you don't like this, do you, Hank? 4th down and 3 from the 39. Shotgun, quick kick. Fielded inside the 15 by Brent Maxson. He returns it to the 22.
Pretty good kick by the Boomer.
That's the second time he's done that this year. Tim McGee made the tackle. So with 2:38 remaining in the third quarter, 29-yard.
A big pep talk to that offensive team and making sure that they understand they got to block. They got to make something happen.
I'm not sure that's a pep talk, Hank.
No, it isn't. It's not a pep talk. Call it whatever you like. He's giving them.
Looked like a dressing down to me.
Well, he's going to melt the ears, the wax out of their ears. I'll tell you that with that lashing.
First down for the Saints at 22. This is Reuben Mays. Out to the 25. Carl Zander makes the tackle there. New Orleans started their own 49, started at Cincinnati 28. Quick touchdowns, got him back in this ball game. We're deadlocked at 24 with 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the third period. 2nd and 7 from the 25. Reuben Mays, and he's nailed by David Fulcher.
He was blitzing from the outside. The anticipation was great. He got a great shot on the ball carrier that time.
Second-year pro, Hank, out of Arizona State.
Yeah, he on the right side here. Watch him, number 33. Nobody touched him. Got the penetration and made the tackle in the end zone. I mean, in the backfield.
See the explosion in the legs. 3rd and 9 from the 23 for Wilson and the Saints. Crowd picks up. With time, throws in the direction of Eric Martin, but it's overthrown incomplete. A zone defense that time by Cincinnati. Breeden was in the area. And the Saints will have to punt.
They got 6 defensive backs in the game, and they got 2 deep. And when that ball is thrown, those 2 British take off and go. Great anticipation.
4 punts today, 37-yard average. Mike Martin is deep for Cincinnati. Good snap. High wobbly punt, but it's not deep. Flags are already flying. This is Martin looking for a block. Takes it to the 49-yard line, but again, there are flags all over the field. The tackle was made by Joe Colbrand, number 55. Gene Barth, our referee, trying to get things squared away. Then he'll give us the call. Here it is.
We got a post-possession foul, 22 holding of the receiving team. We're going to go for the ball, with a spot of possession change.
Number 22 is Eric Thomas. So they'll move him back to where the punt was fielded by Martin. They'll mark it at the 32, almost the 33-yard line, and that's where Cincinnati will have it first down.
And the first down ratio, Tim, has really improved on the part of the New Orleans Saints. It was early in the game. They were averaging about 1.2. Now they're 4.8, and Cincinnati is 6.7. So the Cincinnati team still has the edge at the first down.
We're under a minute to play. Third quarter. Esiason with pressure coming from Swilling again. Rushes the throw, has it complete. Eddie Brown has the first down for the Bengals. Van Jakes runs him out of bounds. Eddie Brown was Kozar's main target, I believe, in Miami. Had over 150 passes caught in his 3 years coming into this game with the Bengals.
And he came into the game with 37 catches. And I think it's important with a great receiver like him, you get the ball to him early and get it to him often.
This is Jennings. Here's the pitch back. You better look deep. Here's the throw. Mike Martin drops the football. Mike Martin was wide open. Gene Atkins and Dave Waymer were the defensive backs in that area. But he had come clean on a pass that they call the toss 49 pitchback.
Here it is. Toss 49 pitchback. That's what they call it. Sam talked about that yesterday. Then he comes back inside. I didn't think they'd be able to run the play, but they did. They throw it back to the quarterback.
2nd and 10. Again, they go deep. This one's incomplete. Boy, it's tough to get a replay in with this group.
Yeah, they do. They do business fast. And Sam White said yesterday, we're going to throw 10 balls up on top. That's what he's doing.
Throwing at least that.
Yep. He wants to get the ball up on top to stretch that defense, both vertically and horizontally.
That time, Tim McGee was the intended receiver for Boomer Esiason. The bottom line is it's 3rd and 10 from the 43.
And here again, Boomer didn't throw that ball soon enough. Had he thrown it soon enough, Tim, it would have been a touchdown, I think.
5 defensive backs for New Orleans. 2 deep. 3rd and 10. Esiason drills it across the middle. And it's caught by his tight end, Eric Cadis, but it'll be shy of the first down. Ricky Jackson made a fine open field tackle.
This is going to be the contingent of how they mark it. See if they measure it. I don't know if they will or not.
It's awfully close.
No measurement. 4th and short. Less than a yard.
You've got less than a yard to go. I've got to believe Kennebru's your man.
Yeah, if that's what you do, that's right. Although as tough as they are inside, we've seen teams try to do something inside on this Saint team. They might try to do some business outside.
Well, they're not going to get this play off before the end of the 3rd period. That's it. Down and 1. The ball on the 47 for the Bengals. The give. Kennebru. I think he's got it. One official points toward the Saints. The other one says yes for the Bengals, and it is a first down for Cincinnati.
He looks like one of those destruction balls going in there, doesn't he?
Mills and Wilkes made the tackle. Bobby Hebert left the game with a sprained knee. The knee is now taped. And he's warming up again on the sidelines. He left 7 of 16 for 84 yards. Would you put him back in, Hank?
No way. Surely wouldn't. Wouldn't take a chance. I wouldn't even let him throw the football. They'd get him loosened up.
First down for Esiason. He's in trouble and throws it away. No flag. They call him in the grasp. Again, it's Pat Swilling. Gets credit for the sack. Right now, let's go back to New York. In this update, here's Brent Musburger. Brent?
All right, Tim, let me set the scene now in a playoff picture. Minnesota, gigantic.
Very much alive in that race for the NFC West with San Francisco. They know they need to win the last 2 games, but they also need a loss from the 49ers. 2nd and 14 from the 41 for Boomer Esiason. 5 defensive backs for the Saints. Esiason across the middle has it complete. Eddie Brown to the 37-yard line. He'll be 2 yards shy of a first. Johnny Poe made the tackle.
We talk about putting the ball on a trolley line right down the middle. He had some stuff on that one. 4-man rush that time. Watch the inside. Watch Eddie Brown break right in by the hash mark. He makes the catch. The ball is right on the numbers where it has to be in the middle of the field. Beautiful throw by Boomer. No huddle offense again. And one way to counteract that is to play with 5 defensive backs. Then you got to fade it in good shape because they're normally playing with 3 outside receivers. They don't have enough to play 4.
3rd and 2, and while Boomer's making the call, McGee comes out. Stanford Jennings comes back into the ball game.
They ought to roll. Nope. Here they come left again.
Kinnebrew. First down, Bengals.
He's a snootful, isn't he?
Guarantee you.
Well, he doesn't look like Curly Cup. I don't know who else does. It looks like a twin of Curly Cup.
They call him Brew. He is a rare combination of size and speed. Reminds me of Ironhead Hayward of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it does. Remember Odd Job in 007, the little guy with the derby? He looks like him, doesn't he?
Quite a collision when Ricky Jackson met him head on that time. First down at the 34. Jennings, and he's tagged by Vaughn Johnson. Boy, we're seeing some tremendous hitting going on.
Catch him. Oh, they caught him coming off the field.
Set alert. No flag. Should have been. Now the flag's flying. Going deep. Incomplete. They call it set alert. When they see a team trying to put players on the field for a nickel defense, they call a quick cadence and try to get them with too many men on the field, and there are flags everywhere.
But the other part of that is that regardless, even though they get the penalty, they're still going to throw the ball long.
12 men in the field for the defense. 5-yard penalty, and we'll replay the second down.
That's, again, the great thing about the no-huddle offense, plus the fact that even though they catch you, they're going to throw the ball long because they get a free play. If they catch the ball, there's a touchdown. So that's why they did what they did.
What did Sam Weich tell us? 11 or 12 times this year they've caught teams doing that.
I just don't know. I can't understand why more people don't do it.
Time of possession. Cincinnati, 16 minutes, 14 seconds. And keep in mind, as you look at that, that's the time of possession in this half, that New Orleans leads the league in time of possession. 2nd and 5 from the 29. Esiason throws underneath. It was intended for Eric Caddis.
Gene Atkins knocked the ball down. Boy, what a great play by him. Watch Atkins, number 28, coming across there and knocks the ball down.
It'll bring up 3rd and 5, Hank, at the 29. Stanford Jennings goes to the slot. The lone setback is Kinnebrew. A lot of outside pressure. Boomer has to just unload it. Again, it was Swilling and Jackson coming from the outside that caused the problem.
From the outside, which is a good move to make sure he stays in the pocket. And that's why they're blitzing both outside linebackers, because if he goes right, he runs into a linebacker. If he goes left, he runs into a linebacker. He has to stay in the pocket. It's a good move on the part of the Saints.
It's a 47-yard field goal attempt for Jim Breach. He made one from 43. Everybody's
up there. This would be a good time to fake the kick and roll out.
High snap. Breach does not have a strong leg, and he won't get there. Keep in mind, Breach was 18 of 19 inside the 40. He struggles from a long back next year or not. The newspapers here say no.
I say he'll be back.
First down and 10 at the 29. Barry Word gets back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more. Good push by the defensive front line of the Bengals, led by Tim Crumrine. And there's an injured Bengal. It's David Fulcher.
They miss him. They'd miss him if he has to lead the game because he's a great player.
Christmas Day on CBS Sports starts live at 12 noon Eastern Time with the NBA on the 29. We've got 11:25 remaining in the ball game.
They show the bump and run and then back off.
Wilson looks deep across the middle, has it complete. Lonzel Hill is at the 48-yard line. Robert Jackson made the tackle, but it's a first down, Saints.
No pressure at all that time on the quarterback. And I think anytime you give him, he throws that inside pattern extremely well, too, Tim. He really does a great job with it, talking about Wilson.
18-yard pickup. Wilson now 6 of 10. And he's been impressive.
He really has been, and he will be impressive. They don't put more pressure on it.
Wilson has this one batted down. Good push again by the Bengals front. Carl Zander, I believe, is the man that got a hand on it.
Talking to Zanders yesterday, here he is. Carl Zander, number 91. Look at, watch him get his left hand up, deflects the ball. Talked to him yesterday, and he said, we've got to play aggressive, tough football. This is a great football team we're playing. I asked him who his hero was when he was growing up, and he said Jim Collins, the linebacker for the Rams. Played together in high school.
Second and 10 from the 48-yard line. Wilson, straight drop back, throws out to the corner. Mike Jones to the 46-yard line. He'll be shy of a first down. Reggie Williams and Barney Bussey make the tackle. Watch this hit by Bussey.
Here we see the shot. Watch Bussey come into the picture. Watch this. There it is. A great shot from the inside out. By Bussey, number 27.
Big third down play. It's 3rd and 4. Ball in the 46. Shotgun formation. Mike Jones is close to the first. Where's the mark? Ray Horton made the tackle, but I think Jones has the first and does.
I'll tell you one thing about Wilson. He reads coverages very, very well. Very quickly, gets rid of the ball well. Gets sets and throws, good arm, and especially throws inside patterns extremely well across the middle.
Look at the intensity on his face. Jim Mora. First down and 10 from the 42. Dalton Hilliard now, the setback. He's got the ball. Left side. Tries to pop the hole. Gets to the 40.
And one thing about, when you play the Saints, you have to worry about keeping them out of that scoring area, which is about the 40-yard line, 35, because of the great kicking ability of Morton Anderson. They get across that 50, and then you have to start worrying about field goal, especially now with the score 24-24. That cannon he's got, he can pump it in there from there.
Under 9 minutes now. Hank, one thing you can say about Cincinnati, they have been in tight, fit games before. 10 games decided by a touchdown or less this season. 6 by field goal.
And they most recently won one in overtime against Kansas City. Here's the blitz.
2nd and 8. Backside pressure. Wilson throws it up. Martin's got it. Ray Horton knocks him out of bounds, but a great throw by Wilson and a great catch by Martin.
I tell you, Martin is unbelievable. He really is. He doesn't have great speed, but he runs by people. Here you see him. He turns Horton right off the bat, looks to the inside, goes outside. The ball is thrown right over the top. You can't cover a guy any better than that. The ball was just thrown beautifully.
He was the only Saints receiver to catch a pass in every game last year, and he's continuing his play.
And King and Zanders were blitzing on the play, which made it 1-for-1 coverage.
First down at the 15 for the Saints. The give to Hilliard inside, picks up 2. New Orleans has sold me.
No, I tell you, they're a good, solid, strong football team. You know, the other thing about it is that, you know, the discipline involved in the team is very obvious because they didn't panic. You know, they just kept sawing wood when they were down 24-10. You still had the feeling, even though they weren't playing very well, they finally made the adjustment, but you still had the feeling that somehow, some way, they were going to get back in this contest. And they have, and with a lot of poise and a lot of discipline.
A group of overachievers. Early on, it was the defense that carried this New Orleans, now, obviously, and Barney Bussey replaces him. It is 2nd and 8 from the 13. Looking for a block, tries to get the corner. And he loses a yard. Ray Horton with a fine play on the corner makes the tackle.
And it's hard to do to tackle him in the open field, as sneaky as he is, with his great feet and great balance and misdirection. He's terrific. But he made the tackle in the open field. Ray Horton, number 20.
7 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the ball game. We're still tied at 24. This will be the 10th play of this drive coming up. 3rd and 8. 6 defensive backs for Cincinnati.
And 4 wide receivers.
Lone setbackers Dalton Hilliard. Wilson. The throw. Looks across the middle, throws incomplete. The receiver's down, and so is the defensive back on that side. Mike Jones was the receiver in that area. But there are no flags.
Yeah, you couldn't tell whether he tripped or whether he slipped or what happened, but he really went into second base and was safe on the play.
Morton Anderson now comes on for the field goal. Anderson hit one from 21 yards earlier. He has not missed inside the 40 since October of last year against Indianapolis. This will be a 30-yard field goal attempt. Ryan Hansen will be the holder. Good snap. The kick is up, and it's good, so his record remains perfect for the year inside the 40. And New Orleans, with 6 minutes and 50, has scored 24 consecutive points. This is Bussey. He's after the 23-yard line. Keep in mind, the score was 24-3 Cincinnati. Saints have come roaring back, and it's not guy. 1st and 10 at the 23. Esiason just dumps it out. Boy, I want to tell you something. That New Orleans Saints defense is running to the football. Jim Wilkes got there first. Swilling was right behind him.
I'm going to tell you something. If you play vanilla football against the Saints, you're going to be in trouble. You have to have something that's unusual, a little change of pace to change the rhythm of the game, or else they're going to really smother you just like they did on that last play.
Time, obviously a factor. 6 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Bengals trail by 3. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. It's 2nd and 17. Again, there's pressure. Esiason looks deep, has the ball back, picked off. Van Jakes inside the 20, to the 10, gets a block. He's down to the 1-yard line.
See, the ball was tipped. And there it is. Van Jakes makes the interception. You look at Ricky Jackson out in front throwing a block. They finally stop him short, about a yard short of the goal line, but another great demonstration. Watch the tip. There it is. And Van Jakes is able to make the interception and take it right down to the 1-yard line. Couldn't tell for sure who tipped it.
It is 1st and goal at the 1. Saints. Hilliard in motion. The give straight ahead. Touchdown, New Orleans. Buford Jordan with the touchdown. And New Orleans again relies on the turnovers and capitalizes. capitalizes.
Watch the line take off from the side. They get a pretty good push. Buford Jordan goes right over the top, breaks the plane. Even though they try to stuff him back, he still broke the plane. Touchdown, Buford Jordan, New Orleans Saints. And they get another 6.
New Orleans, 2 turnovers, 2 touchdowns. Anderson adds the extra point. And I can't remember a team which forces as many turnovers and capitalizes with as many points as one. Tim Brandon, Hank Stram. For the New Orleans Saints have scored 31 unanswered points and now lead by 10 with 5 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the. Never saw him coming.
Ricky Jackson, and of course, anytime that you have a left-handed quarterback, the pressure has got to come from the right side because the quarterback can't see him. And a right-handed quarterback, the right linebacker has the advantage, or the right end. In this case, it's the left linebacker and the left end because you got a left-handed quarterback.
First down and 10 at the 25 for New Orleans, and they don't call it Louisiana anymore. The give to Barry Word bangs his way down to the 17-yard line. Tackle made there by Kiki Diala.
I tell you, the guy that you have to give an awful lot of credit to where this team came back in the second half is Dave Wilson. You think a guy sitting on the bench hasn't played for a long, long time and come in and throw the ball like he did? Terrific job by Dave Wilson. You have to give him an awful lot of credit to come in and bring this team off the ropes and off the floor like he did and bring it back to this kind of a impressive comeback.
9 of 15, 160 yards and a touchdown for Wilson. 2nd and 5. Ball on the 18. Hilliard takes the inside route. Spins, turns, and drives his way down to the 14-yard line. Lewis Phillips makes the tackle there.
And there's Sam Weiss again, the young coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, and he calls all the plays from the sidelines himself. He doesn't rely on assistants in the press box. He does the job up front. He's got a great mind, very imaginative. And, again, I think he's a fine young coach.
He was the quarterback at Cincinnati, at Washington, at Detroit, St. Louis, and Buffalo. So he's got the playing experience. 3rd and 1 at the 14. Barry Word has the first down for the Saints. Defense-oriented. That's his background as an assistant with both Seattle and New England. What a job he's done as a head man. And this is a telling fact.
You know,
6 possessions, huh?
Talking about Jim Mora, you have to give him an awful lot of credit for the job he did at halftime. They had to make some adjustments. They did. They came back with a lot more emotion in the second half. They had to do that, and they did. And they came away and did just a terrifically outstanding job in the second half.
Made 2 turnovers into touchdowns. We'll see what they do with this turnover. This is Dalton Hilliard. 1 first down, tackled by Mike Hammerstein, second-year pro out of Michigan. You see the clock. 2 minutes, 52 seconds remain in the ball game. The playoff situation is this for the Saints. They need to win today. They need to win next week. And they need a loss by San Francisco to win the NFC West.
San Francisco is hurting a little bit. They don't have Montana, and they don't have one of the great players, Tina Turner, who got hurt against the Chicago Bears. He won't be ready for the next 2 games.
49ers playing Atlanta today, then end the season at home against the Rams. This is Dalton Hilliard. There is a flag.
Boy, Jackson that time, 37, really came in from the safety position and made a great play.
He got some assists from Reggie Williams.
Illegal use of the hands. Defense. 69. 5-yard penalty. Tacked on to the end of run. Automatic first down.
That's Tim Crumrye, number 69.
You don't see that call very much defensively because the defensive people can use their hands, and you don't see him called for holding very often.
Crumrye, he's a 5-year veteran, Crumrye is.
Looks like he just caught a fish. There's signals on the side.
Came roaring back, and it was 24-24, but now the Saints showing the poise coaches, and the reason why they've done so well, heading toward their 8th straight win, taking command.
Well, they didn't play with a lot of emotion at all in the first half, as you know, but they came back snorting in the second half and really did a terrific job, which is a sign of a very good football team.
It is 1st and goal at the 8 for the New Orleans Saints. Here's for Jordan. Touchdown. He left McNeese State as the all-time leading rusher in Louisiana history. He is a load.
Coming right into your couch, right into your lap. Look at that. Into the end zone, walks the dog, twinkle toes into the end zone, through the tulips, into the end zone for the touchdown.
2 carries, 9 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not bad numbers for Jordan today.
And you like him, too, because he's a very unselfish player, a good blocker.
He ought to turn around and give some of those points to the tight end, Hobie Brenner.
Hobie Brenner really got off the ball in great shape and threw a great block. You know, really, the Saints are like playing with 5 offensive tackles when they got those 3 ends in the ball game.
Gordon Anderson's extra point attempt is good. And so with 1 minute and 55 seconds remaining in the ball game, what was a 24-24 tie early in this quarter is now 41-24 New Orleans. And Jim Moore still looks like it's tied.
Well, he's smiling a little bit. Ain't changed that much from year to year.
Arnie Bussey at the 6. Looks for a block, takes it out across the 20 to the 26-yard line, and again there's a flag. Alvin Tolles made the tackle.
Receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
On Christmas, first down and 10. Throws to the right side, intercepted. Down inside the 20. Brett Maxey to the 14 to 12-yard line. Another interception for a team that has thrived on this year.
Here you see him. He's got time to throw the ball, steps up into the pocket, throws it to his right, and Brett Maxey gets a jump on the ball, makes the interception. A beautiful play by Brett Maxey, number 39. He goes down the sideline, cuts back into the inside, and takes the ball right on down to about the 12-yard line, 1st and 10, New Orleans.
Bengals 4 turnovers today.
And there's a lot of hoodats here in the stands today. Hoodat, hoodat. And they're full of happiness, and justifiably so.
That's 17 interceptions on the year for Boomer Esiason. First down and 10. The ball at the 12 for the Saints. Reuben Mays to the 11. You can't win when you turn the ball over. Eddie Edwards and Mike Hammerstein made the tackle.
All the way from Pascagoula, Mississippi. That's the hometown of our great defensive back, Jimmy Marcellus.
This is what they're playing for. New Orleans wants that home field advantage. San Francisco has to lose one. Washington has to lose one. And New Orleans has to win its last one. Second and 9 from the 11 for Dave Wilson. This is Reuben Mays. Tries to take the corner. Can't find it. Now cuts back inside. There's a flag, but he gets to the 9-yard line. We'll wait and see what the flag is all about.
You know, the remark that I mentioned earlier by Ray Horton might be right. He said he thought, in his opinion, I mentioned it again, he thought the New Orleans Saints right now were the best team in the National Football League, and he picked them to go to the Super Bowl and picks them to win. Pretty strong comment, and he'll feel even stronger after this game tonight, or this afternoon.
You know how I felt.
Holding, 82 offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
That's John Tice. Don't forget, coming up, the post-game show with all the scores and highlights throughout the day, and Brett will update you on the playoff situations. And then after that, Wilson's Sports Year in Review, and what a year it's been. All the best coming up on CBS. Second and 18 from the 20. Reuben Mays again. Hank, I have felt especially during this streak, that New Orleans, obviously a well-coached football team. I go back with Jim Moore to the USFL and think he does a marvelous job. But I thought it was a group of overachievers that were on a roll, had the chemistry, and things were just going their way. But today they really showed something. This is a quality football team that came back, and you're right. They may be the best team right now in the NFL.
Well, the great thing about this team is that they're big and strong up front. That's where you have to start, and that's where they are. Their defensive line and linebackers is as good as anybody in the league, and it's no surprise that they're playing as well as they are.
Well, they're going to win their 11th game against just 3 losses. And that's it. So New Orleans wins 41-24 over the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Saints keep marching in.
I'm Brent Musburger along with Dick Vermeil. And Dick, you and I have been talking to the Minnesota Viking audience. And New Orleans, it really took them a half. What did you see with the team when you were down there on Thursday in New Orleans?
Watched the whole practice on Thursday, Brent, and I don't think the coaches were really pleased with the concentration. It was a little sloppy. A lot of coaching going on. Every assistant coach had each player's attention, getting on them, trying to convince them that they were playing the kind of team, if they didn't play well, could beat them. And Cincinnati is that kind of team. But they came back after falling behind, went ahead, and they were on 24-3 as we all watched, and did a super job.
Okay, now the Saints will play the Green Bay Packers, and if they win that, and even if San Francisco wins today, they can still win a division championship if Los Angeles goes into San Francisco, and the Rams are a hot team. So we might not be talking wild card, we might be talking a division champion.
Brent, can you imagine having home field advantage in the playoffs in New Orleans?
I can't imagine a playoff.
The city couldn't handle it.
All right, and we'll continue with our post-game show on CBS in just a moment.
Fireman's Fund Insurance, underwriter of movies and television, construction project.
The Vikings wrap up that 5th playoff spot in the NFC. Cleveland moments ago scored against the Raiders. They are without Bo Jackson. He's on the inactive list because of that injured ankle today. 7-3, Browns lead the Raiders. Indianapolis has moved back into a tie with the Chargers. If the Colts win here and next week, then they would capture the AFC East. Jack Trudeau throws a touchdown pass. Atlanta and San Francisco, they get 41 on the Bears, and right now the Falcons are holding them scoreless in the first quarter. Now these are finals. Minnesota, of course, 17-14 over Detroit. They head toward that showdown against Washington, but they can wrap it up if St. Louis loses today. Seattle and Chicago, the Seahawks are going to win in Soldier Field. Walter Payton in his last game in Soldier Field scores 2 touchdowns and rushes for about 80 yards in that game. Pittsburgh and Houston, the Oilers stay very much alive. In the AFC Central, 24-16 over the Steelers. The Steelers have an appointment with the Cleveland Browns on the last weekend. New Orleans and Cincinnati, the big comeback by the Saints, 41-24 over the Bengals, who find another way to lose in the second half. New England slows up in Buffalo. The Bills were in command in the AFC East. It was the Patriot defense sacking Jim Kelly 5 times this afternoon. Philadelphia and the Jets, they have moved inside of 2 minutes, and Eagles are going to beat the Jets. It is 38-27 right now as they approach the 1-minute mark in that game. So our post-game activities will continue here on CBS in just a moment.
Ryan came up with it, but it was 4th down, and they had stopped them short again.
So how do you figure, huh? 41 against Chicago, and then you can't score on 4 cracks against the Atlanta Falcons. As you watch this, and they bobble it on the snap exchange, and of course they've got the new quarterback, Young, again replacing Montana, and they cannot, Dick Vermeil, cross that line against a tough Atlanta Falcon defense.
The worst thing to do, really, is to play a team that's playing poorly, and you come off a great win, like 41 points against the Bears. You tend to overlook those people, and no matter what you do and say as a coach, you can't convince them. Atlanta will fire them up right here.
All right. Now, the Buccaneers 7, the Cardinals nothing. The Buccaneers fumble away the chance, and the Cardinals right here will recover. It is Mack, once a wide receiver and now a defensive back, pouncing on the ball for the Cardinals. And Minnesota Viking fans, of course, are really tuned to that one because they want the Bucs to come away with a win. We get a final from Chicago. The Bears come up a loser. The Seahawks continue winning. One more win, and they wrap up a playoff spot. We're not going to overlook those who pay the bills. So we'll take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.